took a relaxing shower. Nothing beats hot water and the feeling of being clean. After drying myself, I promptly dressed in my pajamas and crawled into bed. A nice hot shower after a long day. I'm so glad to finally be in bed. It really had been a long day. I knew that I was wishing for something to change back in class, but I certainly wasn't expecting any of the things that happened today. And I have to go back to school tomorrow. I curled up on my side and tightly wrapped the blankets around me. I really wasn't in the mood to be returning to school, but my dad probably would have made me go just for the sake of it. And in my opinion, no parent would do that after something like this happened, unless they're that guy and care about future of their children and making them go in the proper way that they want them to go. And not make their own decisions on their own. It's time to go to sleep. I reached out to the lamp on my nightstand and turned off the lights. However, my mind was so lost in the passing of my grandfather and the thought of inheriting something so big that it haunted my mind the entire night until the next morning. I shook my head to try to clear the sleepiness out of me to no avail. I really didn't get any sleep last night. It's already time to wake up. Wait, school. As soon as I realized I had to go to school, I slid out of bed and looked at the vanity mirror. That's a relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubted anyone would actually notice it unless they leaned in really close. Breathing out a sigh, I got dressed, took my backpack, and caught the bus to go to school. It wasn't even hours before everyone heard the news. I was approached in school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man! Quit being so sensitive, Naomi. Quit being so vulgar, Suzu. Of course you would side with her.
What? Oops. Oh well. Oh well.
Ha! See? At least she knows how to have fun.
I'm sorry?
I know how to have fun. You don't need to be wild to have fun.
Guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
Exactly. I know, but my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
No. Of course. Stop hiding your sadness behind a smile. But even the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to keep testing me.
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that. Whoops. Did I strike a nerve, Capini?
I guess that's Lysette. She let out a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her finger. Lysette, one of the last people I wanted to see today.
It's not me you should be apologizing to. Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
I'm alright.
Haven't you already heard, Lizette? Of what? Her grandfather's passing. Ah, well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news. It doesn't really sound like you mean it. I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
Typical Capini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out a bat from behind her back right this moment.
Wow. I had nearly forgotten the crowd that followed Lysette, which was mostly comprised of people that no one wanted to see on a typical school day. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed Lysette around persistently, but they labeled themselves as social equals with her.
That is out of line! Suzu comes from an honest family!
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals. Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, all right? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened?
We
We need to give her some respect.
Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you feel sorry for me.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You already have everything you wanted, and now seeing me like this, life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into my... I can't even inflict properly. Bitterness seeped into me, and words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by the anger that I only saw Lysette in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lysette. I'm sick of all these charades. I'm sick of you! Gasps rose from the crowd around me, and I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked at me in surprise. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lysette held her hand up to stop her. There was an emotion on her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see a form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me! I looked away from her. I didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. I saw it before, and when I did, all of the restraint inside of me broke.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
She stepped towards me and put her hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile as if for old time's sake. But for some reason, I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was just angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something about her had definitely changed.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff. See you later.
Here's the funny part. I'm sidetracking, but when I didn't know the sprite of this character, I thought, her voice reminds me of this girl on the show called Recess. If you guys don't know what it is, it's the cartoon show that they used to play on Disney Channel. And she reminded me of one of the Ashleys, which has blonde hair, blue eyes, and a headband and wears pink. And then when this sprite comes out, I'm like, wow. That's exactly what I pictured. But anyways, going off back to the story again. Something about Lysette made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? I had never seen her like that before. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attention to Mrs. Phillips, who was walking down the hall towards me.
Is everything all right, girls?
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs. Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips.
Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too.
I know. He was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I wanted to be as good as he was.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather. Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
Ow. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to eat. It hurts. Ow. I need to invest in an actual table or a desk. Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seemed to have high expectations for me. I wanted to do my best and make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? I wasn't sure about that.